Hello, my name is Susan Gunn. I'm the director of the Maryknoll Office for Global Concerns in Washington, D.C., and I want to speak with you about our solidarity with the Maasai people of Tanzania. In June of 2022, Maasai residents of Loliondo Division in northern Tanzania's Ngorongoro district protested what they said was a government move to evict them from their ancestral land in the name of conservation. The government responded with excessive force, leading to 2 days of violence. The situation has improved little since then, with Maasai families and their cattle pushed off of their land with little recourse. The Maryknoll sisters have had ministries with the pastoral Maasai in Tanzania for the past 56 years. Early on, the sisters did primary evangelization work, following the Maasai as they moved with their herds, sleeping in tents, or with the people in their homesteads. The sisters learned to speak Ma and also worked with catechists who translated the teachings. Sisters learned that the Maasai have strong family values where children are raised collectively by the whole community. Food and labor is shared throughout the village. Land, cattle, and children are valued most in the Maasai society. In these early years, the sisters focused on education, and today they have the Imusoi Center in Arusha to help young girls of the Maasai tribe have an alternative to early marriage through higher education. Here's a photo of a Maasai girl who's a student at the Imusoi Center, and another student standing on the left visiting her family. Since the late 1970s, the Maryknoll sisters have expanded their ministry to South Maasai land, the area south of Arusha. Their work includes primary evangelization, pastoral work, and social economic development work with Maasai women, most recently with the Pilot Light Development Organization, founded by 2 Maasai women in 2017 to train Maasai women in economic business opportunities. The Maryknoll sisters are just one of several Catholic women religious congregations involved with the pastoralists over the years. The Precious Blood Sisters and the local Tanzania community of the Daughters of Mary, pictured here, have staffed and administered the Enderlin Hospital in Ngorongoro Conservation Area. And the Medical Missionary Sisters established a health center, women and child mobile clinic, immunization clinic, and a maternity clinic in South Maasai. In the 1990s, the Arusha Diocesan Development Office was extremely successful in implementing programs for livestock, land use, health, women's need, animal husbandry, education programs, social economic development and education. Collaboration with the government was excellent, as was working with other faith traditions of the Lutheran, Methodist, and Pentecostal churches. This positive history gives us hope of improving the current situation. Theologically, Maryknoll missioners are strongly influenced by 3 church teachings that bring us to stand in solidarity with the Maasai people. First, on the topic of accompaniment and solidarity, we look to the Pastoral Constitution of the Church in the Modern World from 1965 that says, "The joys and the hopes, the griefs and the anxieties of the people of this age, especially those who are poor or any way afflicted, these are the joys and the hopes, the griefs and the anxieties of the followers of Christ." On the topic of justice, we look to the 1971 Synod of Bishops, who said, "Action on behalf of justice and participation in the transformation of the world fully appear to us to be a constitutive dimension of the preaching of the gospel," or in other words, of the Church's mission for the redemption of the human race and its liberation from every oppressive situation. And finally, we look to Pope Francis's teaching in Laudato Si, specifically on cultural ecology, to help us understand the situation of the Maasai. In paragraph 146, The Holy Father says, in this sense, it is essential to show special care for Indigenous communities and their cultural traditions. They're not merely one minority among others, but should be the principal dialogue partners, especially when large projects affecting their land are proposed. For them, land is not a commodity, but rather a gift from God and from their ancestors who rest there, a sacred space with which they need to interact if they're to maintain their identity and values. When they remain on their land, they themselves care for it best. Nevertheless, in various parts of the world, pressure is being put on them to abandon their homelands to make room for agricultural and mining projects, which are undertaken without regard for the degradation of nature and culture. Finally, we look to this amazing chart that the newspaper The Guardian put together showing the systemic pressure on land by the government of Tanzania that the Maasai have faced since independence in 1959, leading all the way to 2022, when the government announced plans to transform half of the land in northern Tanzania to a controlled area for a game reserve. This is where the Maasai find themselves today, excluded and pushed, separated from the land where their animals graze, where their families live, the place that gives them a sense of self and community. And that's where the Maryknoll missioners stand with the Maasai in their struggle to protect their land and their sense of community and culture. We ask you to join us in standing with them. Thank you.